crumble away. The bell's soft chime echoed through the barren expanse, filling the air with an almost supernatural resonance that contrasted sharply with the cold, sterile landscape. It was a sound that didn't belong, yet it seemed to settle over the battlefield, like the faintest hint of warmth in the harshest winter. For a brief moment, the towering guards, so confident in their superiority, hesitated. Their armor seemed to lose some of its gleam, and their postures stiffened, as if the sound of that bell had reached into something deeper, an instinctual recognition of power that lay beyond mere weapons and technology. The energy of the fortress itself, once so oppressive and cold, now seemed to vibrate uneasily in the air, as if even it felt the presence of something ancient and far stronger than it could ever comprehend. Santa didn't move, his gaze steady and calm. His expression remained unchanged, yet there was something about the stillness of his presence that commanded attention. He was not merely a relic of human folklore, not just an old man in a red suit. There was an undeniable force that radiated from him, something unquantifiable, like the purest embodiment of humanity's hope, joy, and resilience, an energy that could not be measured by technology or alien power. The guards exchanged looks, their confidence faltering. The laughter that had once filled the air was now a distant memory, replaced by a heavy silence. One of the guards, visibly unnerved, took a cautious step back, his hand wavering over his weapon but not yet drawing it. The other, trying to maintain his composure, scoffed, though the uncertainty in his voice betrayed his earlier bravado. Santa took another step forward, and this time the guards did not stop him. Instead, they watched with growing apprehension as he neared the massive fortress, his footsteps steady and unhurried. The air around him seemed to shift subtly, as if reality itself bent to accommodate his presence. Without a word, Santa reached into his sack, pulling out something far more critical than any toy or trinket, an artifact of immense power. The faint glow from the sack intensified, a swirling aura of light radiating outwards. The guard's eyes widened as the energy cascaded from the sack, filling the cold metallic air with warmth and purpose. It was clear now that this wasn't just about gifts or traditions. This was something much greater. Santa paused before the towering gates of the fortress, the glow from his sack illuminating the alien landscape in a soft golden light. The guards stood frozen, caught between disbelief and fear. They had underestimated this seemingly quaint figure, dismissed him as little more than a symbol of a bygone era. But now, they saw the truth. The man before them was more than legend. He was the embodiment of an ancient, unspottable force that no weapon, no technology could stand against. One of the guards, visibly shaken, finally spoke. "What do you want, human?" Santa's response was simple and calm, yet his voice carried the weight of generations of tradition and resilience. "I'm here to restore balance. The joy of humanity cannot be stolen, not while I walk this earth, and neither will it be stolen here." The fortress, which had once seemed a symbol of invincibility, now appeared fragile in the presence of Santa's resolve. The once powerful guards who had mocked him for his appearance now realized that the true force in this conflict was not in their advanced weaponry or the might of their fortress. It was in the strength of the spirit he carried with him, something they had not understood and could not replicate. The second guard, now silent, dropped his hand from his weapon and took a step back. It was a subtle acknowledgement, one that did not go unnoticed by his companion. Santa did not wait for them to make the first move. With a single motion, he reached up, pressing a hidden button on the side of the fortress. The gates creaked and groaned, the massive doors slowly beginning to open. Without a word, Santa stepped through the threshold, leaving the guards to contemplate the enormity of what had just transpired. The once dominant fortress seemed to lose its power, its oppressive presence dissipating in the face of something far older, far more enduring. As Santa disappeared into the fortress, the last echoes of his bell chimed, reverberating through the cold, alien landscape like the final note of a song long forgotten. The battle had only just begun, but the alien forces had learned a valuable lesson. Santa Claus was not merely a figure from myth. He was a force of nature, one whose mission extended far beyond the confines of Earth. And now the invaders would understand that their conquest was not only futile, it was a mistake they would never live to regret. Jovial, outdated figure now revealed itself as a force of unimaginable power. Each strike of Santa's axe shattered their defenses with ease, the ethereal energy rippling through the air like a storm. The guards, once so confident in their technological superiority, found themselves outmatched by an enemy they couldn't even begin to understand. The first guard who had attempted to fire at Santa now lay sprawled on the icy ground, his weapon no longer a threat. His companion, still holding on to his arrogance, tried to rally his reinforcements, but as the new wave of soldiers approached, their morale was quickly shattered. The air around them thickened with the weight of Santa's presence, each pulse of his axe's energy serving as a reminder that this was no mere skirmish. This was the clash of two realities. Santa's every movement seemed to defy physics. The guards' weapons, despite their advanced design, failed to land a blow. The axe was an extension of his will, a conduit for something far older and more powerful than any technology the invaders possessed. With each calculated strike, Santa cleared his path, his eyes locked onto the heart of the fortress. The reinforcements hesitated as they approached, the sight of their comrades disarmed and overwhelmed making them falter. The energy in the air crackled with an almost palpable force, and the guards found themselves questioning their earlier bravado. For all their numbers, for all their advanced weaponry, they were no match for the presence before them. Santa raised his axe once more, its glow pulsing in time with his heartbeat. The ground beneath him vibrated, resonating with a power that transcended physical form. The alien fortress that had once stood unchallenged began to tremble, its foundations rattling, as though even the very structure feared the force that had arrived. In that moment, the leader of the guards realized the truth. Santa Claus was not merely a symbol, nor a man of old-world myth. He was a guardian, a protector of Earth's spirit, an embodiment of humanity's joy and resilience. And the fortress, its technology, and its weaponry were nothing in comparison to the power he wielded. With a final, resounding strike, Santa cleaved through the last of the alien guards' defenses. Their weapons fell to the ground, lifeless, and the aura of power surrounding Santa intensified, casting an unearthly glow across the desolate landscape. The invaders, now fully aware of the magnitude of their error, began to retreat in disarray. Santa stood tall, unwavering. His mission was clear, and his presence was undeniable. The fortress, once an imposing symbol of alien dominance, now stood as a monument to its own defeat. The energy that had been siphoned from Earth celebrations began to wane, its power returning to its rightful source. With the last of the invaders retreating into the shadows, Santa turned toward the heart of the fortress. The battle was won, but the true challenge lay within, where the device that threatened the very spirit of humanity's joy awaited. He would face it alone, as he always had, no matter the foe, no matter the odds. For Santa Claus was not simply a man, but the eternal protector of the light that bound humanity together. And nothing, not even the greatest of technological empires, could extinguish that light. The aftermath of the battle left the once imposing alien fortress in ruins. The vast expanse of energy barriers, the technological might that had once defined the invaders' strength, now lay shattered and impotent before Santa's unwavering will. The fortress, a symbol of their arrogance and technological superiority, was nothing more than a shell, a relic of a battle they had lost. Santa stood amidst the devastation, his axe still glowing faintly in his hands. Now, dimmed as the energy of the battle faded, the ground around him was littered with the remnants of their advanced technology, the weapons of the guards no longer functional, their once proud designs shattered by the sheer force of his presence. The leader, once towering and confident, now knelt before Santa, his arrogance replaced by the stark reality of their defeat. The remaining guards, their morale shattered, followed suit, their weapons useless at their sides. Their fear, once cloaked in bravado, now fully exposed, mirrored the realization that they had underestimated the figure before them. This was not the jolly old man they had dismissed. This was something far more powerful, something they could not comprehend. Santa's voice cut through the silence, calm but resonant. He addressed the defeated invaders with a quiet authority, making it clear that their actions had consequences. They had crossed a line by disrupting the spirit of humanity's joy. And though this battle was won, the war to protect it was far from over. His mission was not just to defeat these invaders, but to ensure that the heart of Earth's traditions, the very essence of its celebrations and hope, would not be extinguished. His words were not threats, but a simple declaration. The invaders' mockery had given way to awe, their superiority now an empty concept. They had underestimated the power of what they sought to destroy, and in doing so, they had sealed their own fate. Their advanced technology, their numbers, their strength, they were no match for the energy Santa drew from humanity's collective joy and hope. As the leader and his guards began to retreat, humbled and defeated, Santa turned away from the battlefield. His mission was far from complete. The fortress, now neutralized, had been only one part of a larger threat to humanity's spirit. The battle for Earth's traditions would continue, but Santa, undeterred and resolute, would see it through. For as long as the light of joy and hope burned in the hearts of humanity, Santa would stand as its eternal protector, an unstoppable force against any who sought to darken it. The war was far from over, but with each victory, the power of Earth's spirit grew stronger, a force that no alien technology or military might could ever hope to conquer. And so, Santa Claus, once thought of as a mere figure of holiday legend, became something far more. An enduring symbol of humanity's resilience, its joy, and its unbreakable spirit. The invaders had learned their lesson, and Earth's traditions, its very heart, would continue to thrive.